Many problems in chemistry are going to involve more than one conversion factor over the course of the solution. Just work your way through. The key to doing these problems is to practice doing these problems. So the first problem we see is meters per second converted to miles per hour. I suggest we take these in turns. First go from meters to miles, and then we'll go from 1 over seconds to 1 over hours. Here's that first conversion. We see units of meters cancel, centimeters cancel, inches, and feet. There are other conversion factors that you can use. These are the ones that happen to be on the conversion sheet. Now that we've got miles in the numerator, we'll work on getting seconds in the denominator. We've accomplished the conversion to units of miles in the numerator. Now we want to focus on the denominator. In the first conversion factor, we want to use the fact that there's 60 seconds per minute, and we know that the units of seconds needs to be in the numerator, so we set up the conversion factor as shown. Finally, we want units of minutes to cancel, so now we have units of hours in the denominator. So summarizing, we see that the only units that survive are miles per hour. So we've set up our conversion factors correctly. Now we just go through the math. All the numbers in the top indicate multiplication, and they're divided by all those numbers that appear in the denominators. We see that all of our conversion factors are exact. We are limited to 3 sig figs in our answer, so our final answer is 745 miles per hour. Note there's a slight difference between this answer and the one here on the key. That's just due to the fact that I used different conversion factors when I was doing the keys. But we are still within significant figures in our answer. In this next problem, it's useful to think of the units of 1 over seconds squared as 1 over seconds times seconds. This means that we're going to have to cancel out that unit of 1 over seconds 2 times. Here would be a good point for a sanity check. There's a lot of conversion factors. We want to make sure they're all set up correctly, i.e., is the top equivalent to the bottom? So a mile is equivalent to 5,280 feet, 12 inches to a foot, 2.54 centimeters is equivalent to an inch, a meter is 100 centimeters, and a kilometer is 1,000 meters. Now if we see the cancellations, miles, feet, inches, centimeters, and meters, we have the appropriate unit in the numerator, kilometers. Now we can focus on the denominator. We want to cancel out units of seconds twice and end up with hours times hours. An hour is 3,600 seconds, 60 times 60. So we see seconds cancel twice and hours appear twice. Now we do the math. All the numbers in the top are multiplied together, and they're divided by each number that appears in the denominator. We are going to be limited to 3 sig figs in our final answer because our initial measured number has 3 sig figs, and all of our conversion factors are exact. So we're going to have to use scientific notation to express our answer with the appropriate number of sig figs. Let's first convert the number to scientific notation, and then we'll round to 3 sig figs. We see we're going to have to move the decimal point 8 spaces to get a coefficient between 1 and 10. So our power, our exponential power, is 10 to the 8th. Now we can round to 3 sig figs. We drop all these digits because the first number to be dropped is less than 5. And we get to our final answer. We'll follow the same procedure here. We'll first focus on the numerator, and then on the denominator. In the numerator, we want to go from milligrams to pounds. All right, so we've got our numerator set. We see that milligrams cancel and grams cancel. So we've gone from milligrams to pound using 2 conversion factors. Again, note in the denominator we wrote centimeters squared as centimeters times centimeters. That helps clarify the conversion factors we need to use. Let's see how this works. Centimeters cancel once, centimeters cancel twice, inches once, inches twice. So now in the denominator we have feet times feet. Last of all, we want to go from seconds, 1 over seconds, to 1 over minutes. So we see with the setup, seconds cancels with seconds, and we have units in the denominator of feet times minutes. And we have our final answer. We get our calculator answer by multiplying all the numbers in the top, dividing them by all the numbers in the denominator. We get our calculator answer. We see all our conversion factors are exact. And therefore we have 3 sig figs in our answer because that's how many sig figs we have in this initial measured number. And we write our correct answer down with the appropriate units. We use the same approach in our last problem. Focus on units in the numerator, then go on to the denominator. So let's check our setup. Yards cancels 3 times. Inches cancels 3 times. And hour cancels with minute. So the units that survive are going to be units of cubic centimeters per minute. So we've set things up correctly. We get our calculator answer and then round to the appropriate number of sig figs, which in this instance is 3.